Like this morning, I take my lovely wife and my two beautiful kids out to breakfast. So we're driving my wife's stupid electric car, and it's bing, bang, bonging. It goes doo-doo. Like it's the same two notes of night chord. Boo, doo, 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 doo. So anytime we're in the car, it goes boo, doo, right? And I don't see what the car is saying to me. Anytime the car goes boo, bit, I just go boo, doo, 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 doo. And then I don't fucking look at the dashboard. I don't need the fucking thing talking to me. So finally, we're on the way over there. And it keeps doing that. Boo, dit. And I keep going, boo, doo, 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 doo. And I keep going, yeah, you notice it's the same two notes as the beginning of night chord. She's like, I get it. She didn't say that, but I saw that on her face. And finally she goes, oh, it's saying, that door isn't all the way closed, on my son's side of the car. So when I stopped at the red light, I reached back to open and close the door. And when I turned around, the car in front of me had moved up a little bit. So I move up to close the gap, and this guy comes flying in on a motorcycle, almost clips the front of my car. I'm like, what the? And then he turns around, looks at me, and he makes this motion like, you got to pull up. And he was shaking his head. And I got to tell you, I can't even tell you how much that pissed me off. I obviously love motorcycles and stuff, but people on motorcycles and bicycles with the shaking of the head and never any sort of acknowledgement, like the guy in the motorcycle, how fast he came flying in. There was no hey, what if this guy in this car doesn't see me? He doesn't take that, just totally in his own ego. And then he does that thing, I don't know how to drive. And then he's shaking his head at me. And I just wanted to go get out of the car and knock in the back of his helmet and be like, hey, head. Do you think maybe you were going too fast, maybe? On any level, do you think maybe you came in a little bit hot? You don't think that you didn't make any presumption there? That I saw you? That I was just going to stay there, that I wasn't going to pull up, that maybe I wasn't dealing with the situation? Jesus, with the head shaking. People on bicycles all the time. They're always directing traffic and then shaking their head. It's hilarious because it's literally they're in their own world and they want the whole world to be in their world and understand whatever the it is they're doing. Simultaneously, while they could give a what you and in your world are doing. Shaking their head, always with the shaking of the head. Other than falling off a motorcycle and or a bicycle, the number one injury they must have is over torquing their neck, shaking it from side to side. Oh, these people on bicycles, LA's starting to do this thing where they're building bike lanes, which I think is a great thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with riding a bicycle, but this is what they're doing. They build the bike lane like New York City. They build it close to the curb, and then they put the parked cars on the outside for an extra buffer of safety, which is great. But then they make the road, it goes from 2 lanes, now it's 1 lane. So they create all this traffic. All right? And this is the great thing. They've done that on the way over to my writer's room, right? They've done that to this street. And the amount of traffic that is created is just, it's unbelievable. How much it's jammed up traffic. And then, for the life of me, I have yet to see one cunt on a bicycle using the bike lane. But then you go to all these other roads that have no bike lane and they're totally exposed, and these assholes are riding side by side, shooting the with a funeral procession behind them. And what are they doing when you drive by going, dude, what do they do? What do they do? What do they do? They shake their heads. I swear to God, they're like, people on motorcycles and bicycles are the hot chicks of the road. I mean, I'm sure people in cars are doing the same thing. You just can't see it, but shaking of the head. Shaking. Oh, God. I mean, how do you not know? How do you not know what I'm about to do? How are you not between I have it all figured out. I'm a good driver. I'm a good rider. Get that the out of here. You're a self-involved fucking jerk-off making the assumption that everybody sees you, and then you're going to get hit, and then it's a big tragedy. All right, whatever. I don't want to do this on the day of the Lord.